Good day, everyone, and welcome to the next in our series of chats with local business owners down here in Somerset. Today, I'm talking to Liam Sparks from Sparks Maintenance. Good afternoon or good evening, Liam, and how the devil are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Hot, but yeah, it's nice to get on here and do this.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. All right, and as I said, let's get right down to it. Liam, tell me about your business. What is Sparks Maintenance Ltd?
So basically how I describe us is we're a one-stop shop to provide all your exterior maintenance needs for commercial and residential clients. So if you've got a block of flats or if you've just got a bungalow, we can provide an exterior service that you may require.
Such as what?
So fencing,
painting? Yeah.
decking, painting, everything exterior. So basically patios, gardening, regular gardening. So we do all that all the time.
My goodness. So you're right. So anything outside you will come obviously within limits. Well, that's fantastic. I really do enjoy that. And your ideal client, is it or your majority of clients, are they commercial or are they homeowners, or is it a mixture of the both?
So currently, we have a lot of regulars, and they're all residential customers, so they're homeowners basically. But we're just slowly getting more and more commercial clients, so like management companies. But ideally, I love doing the residential work personally. So any homeowner, I love going out to and doing their gardening locally. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. But you know what, businesses, and I think there's business parks around you, but the one that specifically comes to mind is right on the corner on the way to Ilminster. There's a beautiful office park there, and I think a lot of people are moving out to that. So that's interesting. That's brilliant. How long have you been doing this, Liam? So
I've been doing this 2 years, but we've been set up as a limited company for about 10 months.
Oh wow! So what made you get into this? What did you just wake up one day, or?
No, not quite. But I've always enjoyed being outside, and I just wondered. I did start off with my dad, so he's a bricklayer, and we sort of had a chat, and I sort of said, right, I'm going to go into the gardening business. But then it went on to, because he's a bricklayer, we could do a lot more things like patios, deckings, things like that that he'd done before, and now it's just really gone and evolved into everything exterior we can do professionally and to a good standard.
And that's brilliant. So did your dad work with you then? So
he does occasionally, yes.
Oh wow! Well, that's brilliant. No, but it is super, and it's so important nowadays. I think with COVID, we've the family has become so central. And on that, you started 2 years ago. How has COVID-19 affected you?
I mean, the thing is, because we have regulars, it's been okay in that respect, because we've still been able to carry on working throughout because we don't come in contact with them. Obviously, apart from during lockdown when we had to stay in. But in regards to acquiring new work and growing the company, it's been an absolute nightmare because we can't really advertise it like we want to, because people don't want you coming around to give quotes and things like that. So it's sort of held us back from getting to where we want to be at this point. But apart from that, it's good.
Well, that's brilliant. So, okay. So you can't go out and give quotes or anything. Is there any changes that you had to do that you've thought about because of COVID-19? Because, has the situation changed? Can you go back and give quotes now, or is it still like that? And if so, how do you want to change it then, or how can you change?
So what we're doing now is, so I go out and give quotations now, but it's all social distanced. So we're keeping 2 meters apart, which is easy to do normally in garden situations. I'm also wearing a mask and ensuring that a customer can wear a mask, just to make it a bit more comfortable and obviously ensure we're both safe. But yeah, I mean, quoting we're going out and doing again now, so it's all slowly going back to how we want it to be, slowly.
Oh, well, that's very good news there. Tell me something. What sort of region do you work in? How far are you prepared to go from from Ilton, which anybody doesn't know, Ilton is very close to Ilminster, so junction 25 on the M5. So how far will you go afield from there?
I mean, we serve at the moment with our contracts and our residential clients all Somerset really, and we also do go into Dorset and Devon even. So yeah, we do cover quite a large area. Yeah.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. So so North Devon, Dorset, Somerset.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. Absolutely wonderful. So the one shop, and I like the concept of, and I never thought about that because I looked on your website and I thought, wow, this is something different. I think you're onto a niche there, because everything that you want outside. And I must admit, my wife and I have tried things in the past. So we'll definitely, I think we're worth having a chat with you at a later stage. Picture you're now able to be talking to all your current customers, but this is obviously going to go quite wide out there. Is there any specific message that you have for someone? Why should they come to Liam? What makes you special?
I think the number one thing, and I think what I found is really lacking in this sort of sector and industry even, is reliability. Someone turning up when they say they're going to turn up. And that's something I really pride ourselves on, really. So if we say we're going to be there at 10 a.m., we'll be there at 5 to 10, just because we like to be early and punctual, really. So that's one thing that I think really sells us as a company, is I ensure we're always on time and reliable. So we turn up when we say we're going to turn up. So I think that's the main thing, really.
And you know what? And I'm so glad there's music to my ears to hear something like that. And you know what, the people that you're listening to it, that is an incredibly important aspect about deliver what you said you were going to deliver. Whether it be, and time is absolutely critical, but whether it's quality, it's everything. Do what you say you said you were going to do. And we're good on you. And people listen to that. I think that's a very, very admirable quality to have, and it's something that I, one's prepared to pay a little bit more when someone else is prepared to do exactly what they said they do. There's nothing. I'm
It makes a difference. It does.
It does. Yeah, time to me is incredibly important. Right. I was a little question about yourself. What was the one thing that you missed most during the lockdown?
Oh, that's a hard one. If I was completely honest with you, I did like going out for meals and going to the restaurant, but probably meeting up with friends and going down to the local pub for a pint, to be completely honest. Just having a drink with your mates and catching up. That is, and speaking about work and just having a chat really and socializing. That's the biggest thing I missed.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I think most of the people that I speak to, they're all like that. It's the social aspect. I mean, Zoom and these things work well, but we are social animals, we're social beings, and that's what makes it. Yeah, and I agree with you. Not being able to, I think it's still going to be a while before we can, I'm getting a little bit, the elbow touching, so absolutely. Another question about yourself. What is the one thing, now, not necessarily just business, what do you think, or what have you learned about yourself in the last 4 or 5 months?
I think I've learned to be patient and not to rush things, and that most things, not everything, but a lot of things happen for a reason. I think it's actually going to help us as a business, and me personally, actually, that I actually have had a lockdown, because I was completely working and burning myself out. But having that little breather in between to now is actually pushed me now, and I'm so determined to grow and to get more clients and just really build up the business bigger and bigger. Now we've had the lockdown and we're slowly coming out of it. So it's kind of been a blessing in disguise actually for myself.
I think that's very true, and that's actually admirable. Patience. I think all of us could do with a little bit more, myself included. Will probably my wife will say very definitely. But and do you know, the one thing that has struck me about all the business owners I've spoken to, the COVID-19 has been tragic, and it really has, and we can never downplay that. But all of you business owners have all seen an opportunity in it. Everybody that has succeeded and is still surviving, and I think that is very, very important. That's what makes you stand out from the rest.
I think you've got to adapt no matter what. So whatever challenges come up, you've just got to sort of adapt to the challenges. So when lockdown happens, how do you adapt and you still sort of create an income even whilst in lockdown? I mean, we started creating like items like planters and like resin objects just as a business, but as to basically sustain ourselves, because we're a small business through lockdown. So obviously when we come out the other side of lockdown, we're ready to get going again, but we're not behind in finances, basically.
And that, you know, that is a very, very true trait of people that have succeeded through this, is those that have been able to have a look at it. Okay, what do I change? How can I adapt to my circumstances? So being able to, that's one thing that's always going to happen in life, is change, and to be able to embrace change, welcome change, and see it as a challenge is brilliant. No, that is absolutely fantastic, Liam, and really, it's inspiring talking to you. And I think you're and I'm not being ageist or anything, but as a young man, as a young entrepreneur, I think a lot of people out there would take a listen to what Liam is saying, because I think really, you truly, you know, I think we can encourage more of our young population to be like you. I think, well, the problem is solved, because I firmly believe the economy will be put back together by small business and our small businesses sticking together. So well done, you. Last question about yourself. Who would you say has inspired you most of all in your life?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm a massive fan of motivational videos. I literally watch a motivational video every night before bed in a weird way on YouTube. But I mean, I couldn't say one parent without the other, so I can't say mum or dad. I mean, it's a very tricky one. I mean, my granddad, he passed away about a month ago. He was a good inspiration for me. Yeah. He was a good inspiration for me, because he, for gardening side of it, used to love gardening and love all things like that. So I'll say my granddad, and yeah, I'll say my granddad for that.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, well, that is super, and it's so nice to hear about the family, because you mentioned mum and dad as well. Those came to it, so that's brilliant. And yeah, it's funny we ask questions like this, and the reason for it is, in this day and age, it's so important to understand who Liam Sparks is, not the smiley face on the just on the website, but it's also to understand a bit about you, and that's been fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure. Lastly, is there a last message that you would like to send out to customers, potential customers, a message that you'd like to give them in general? It doesn't necessarily just have to be about business.
I'd just like to say I hope everyone's staying safe, and we will slowly come out of this horrible situation that most of us, well, all of us are in. And if you do need a regular gardener, or if you need a one-off job such as a patio, decking, fencing, in this time when you want to continue social distancing, continue all the safety precautions, then you can always give us a call, and we will put those measures into place and also get the job done for you.
Oh, brilliant. And just for everybody watching, as normal, all Liam's contacts, details, and you can click on the links to his website and that. Please give him a shout. I will do. Liam, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you this evening. I really have enjoyed it, and it's refreshing. It's absolutely refreshing to see a young entrepreneur like you, so positive and really doing things. So very well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.